Good afternoon. We are extremely pleased that we are all here. You are knowing what you are wanting? You're ready to begin? What is it?
Hello. First time. I've been thinking about flowers, and my view of the world has many people being the flower part of it and me being the thorn part of it. I seem to prick a lot of people. You can laugh. I just have a way of pushing people's buttons, and I have a jealousy or an envy of the people that seem to smell good or just give off the nice fragrant part.
Maybe there's some of that. It's true with everyone. But we want to address the first part first, because sometimes that what you're describing as thorniness is really a deep understanding that you didn't come to feather nests, and that you didn't come to be someone in a world where so many are very conditional in their love, to be an encourager of that kind of conditional love. You undoubtedly had enough experiences early on to discover that no matter how much you stood on your head to please others, ultimately they were never pleased. And the reason that you chose an environment like that is because it's so important for all individuals to come into their own empowerment and to discover their own freedom, which you never get if you are surrounded by pleasers. And so when you sort of stubbornly hold to your own opinion, even when others, maybe even a lot of others, feel differently and think you should go along with them, by going along with them, which never pushes their buttons, they like that. Instead, you don't go along, which gives them an opportunity to cope. Esther thinks the next dash card, there's a dash card that sometimes she brings, she didn't bring any this time, that says, everything is always working out for me. And it reflects on the windshield of your car. When you read it, you can't read it because it's backwards or something. But when you put it on your dash, it reflects into the windshield, and it says, and it's a good reminder, things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Not things have worked out or things will work out. Things are working out. And she thinks the next one should be, and you'll be the first one she sends it to, suck it up, Buttercup. Because there are so many in the world who want you to please them so that they can feel better. And when you do, it does not help them. Now, that's just for starters on this subject. Of course, you want to get along, and most important, you want to feel good. But if your feeling good is dependent upon keeping others around you feeling good, they're fickle. They might feel good today, but they won't tomorrow, and that gets really, 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 really old. So we see nothing wrong with you being thoughtful and holding your own, and we certainly don't think that you should cave in to the pressures of peer groups or. When you talk about feeling maybe a little bit of envy or jealousy at those who do smell good, maybe as you get a glimpse of a lot of people pleasing each other, maybe you're catching those glimpses in those moments when that pleasing of one another is really paying off, but ultimately it does not. Don't let your goal in life be to perform or behave in a way for the sake of the pleasure of others. Let it be about coming into alignment with who you are, standing with who you are, and your inner being and their inner beings don't do that. That's why they have at times, oftentimes, negative emotion. The reason they feel negative emotion is because their inner being didn't come with them and agree with them. So why are you taking it so hard? Why are you putting so much blame upon yourself when you are behaving exactly as their own inner being is behaving? Helpful?
I can follow that line of thought.
Yeah.
But still, what's the truth? The truth is I struggle then to be happy when I am the seeming cause of other people's discomfort.
Well, you're in a bind here because You have stubbornly decided, and you were born with this intention, by the way, so don't be hard on yourself about it. You are stubbornly inclined to not cave in to what others want, and then you're suffering when they're not happy because you're not caving in. So you can't sort that out. You just have to choose one. You just have to decide, I'm doing this deliberately or intentionally, or maybe every situation can be different. We certainly do not think that you are always unaccommodating. We certainly do not think that you are always unpleasant. We certainly do not think that you are a selfish individual in the sense that you put yourself first always. And so we're certain that there are those around you who would like you to give in a little more. But so often what people don't understand is that if they can break you like they do their horses, and if they can get you to behave the way they, and we're talking about a lot of people, not anybody individually, if they can get you to give in to what they want so that you are not holding to the standards of your own alignment, then they really don't have anything very long-standing. The more you behave consistently like your own inner being does with you and like their own inner being does with them, the greater advantage you are to them. And so it's sort of a reaching for that alignment. So you say you're often not happy. Do you ever find interest in something? Do things interest you?
Yes.
That's alignment. Do you ever feel clarity about something that you've been thinking about or studying or observing or enjoying?
Yes.
That's alignment. And so how do you equate happiness? What is happiness? Do you ever feel satisfied?
Yes.
That's happiness. Do you ever feel proud of yourself?
Maybe I don't know what happiness is.
Well, maybe you are taking it from the vantage point of someone else who is saying to you, you know, you could make me a little happier if you do such and such. And that's when you show them your bumper sticker. We want happiness for you, and we want you to feel good in more moments of your experience. But we think it would serve you very well. And this is our desire to soothe you, because in soothing you are more likely to find the connection that is about happiness. But we think if in more opportunities or more moments of your day you would observe, I'm feeling satisfied here, or that was really good, or I really like that. Even when you began talking about the flowers, you conjured an image of flowers. And even when you talked about thorns, you conjured an image of thorns that was not unbeautiful. You see? And so there is so much insatisfaction that when you notice it will sustain you, and so much inappreciation that when you notice it, it will sustain you. But if someone is saying to you, you're not appreciating me as much as I need you to, then what they're saying to you is, and by the way, I can't connect with my inner being either, so I was using you as a surrogate so that maybe I can get a little glimpse of appreciation even though I'm not tuned to it, you see. Really, we're not kidding you. You were born with this determination. In the same way that some are born with sexual orientations that are different, or some are born with even what are considered to be physical handicaps that are different, because so many who come forth into physical environment come and then are sort of pounded a square peg into a round hole because the society that surrounds is very persuasive, you see. But some hold truer to their standards, or some, through life experience, rediscover their standards, which is what happened to you. Helpful?
Yes.
So go forth, Henri One, into the world.
Thank you.
And don't be so hard on yourself about it.
Thank you.
Enough? You want something more? Something more specific? Another topic? You see, that thoughtfulness looks ornery. But it isn't. It's thoughtfulness. It's thoughtfulness.
Someone used to say if they wanted an answer from me, they needed to get a stamp and mail. I would mail the answer in rather than just respond.
You're not flighty, and you're not frivolous. You're thoughtful.
Sorry.
And you like to give thoughtful answers.
Yes. I've been struggling with self-acceptance. So it's along the thorn line.
Yeah. This is all about this. Everything that we've been talking about is about this. We're accepting you unconditionally and appreciating you mightily and expressing it to you. And some of it got in just now.
Yes.
You got some of it.
I think I'm a broken human being.
You're not. You're not. You're just letting that be reflected back to you by others who are broken.
But then that would still be my projection of me.
Well, yeah, well, cut it out.
Suck it up. I have an idea that a broken human being is not good. And so over the past couple of days when you talked to the lady about her diabetes being something where she could learn balance, and I was thinking about that towards myself. Did I choose certain broken aspects? Not because it's good or bad, but just to learn balance.
Well, don't make it a blanket statement, did I choose or am I choosing? Just acknowledge that sometimes you choose discordant thoughts and sometimes you choose thoughts that are thoughts of alignment. And everybody is doing the same to one degree or another. But we don't think that it is necessary or helpful to try to go back into your past to isolate incidents which caused you to begin responding against yourself. We think it is far more helpful to acknowledge that your inner being is always pro-you, always appreciating you, and that the most broken that you can ever be is disagreeing with your inner being who is always pro-you. It's really tricky though, because when you feel unhappy about something, you can't get a glimmer of your happy inner being who is adoring you or who is appreciating you. So that is the work. Everything that we've been talking about in all of these hours, that is the work, to lean just a little bit more in the direction of how your inner being feels and a little bit less in the direction of feeling broken or identifying that you are broken or being hard on yourself about being broken and so forth. Yeah. Toward fun just now.
Yes.
Not toward being broken.
Serious.
Yeah.
Away from serious. Yeah. Constellation.
Serious is all right as long as you're seriously having fun. Esther hangs around with a lot of different people in a lot of different settings. And their goal is sort of, we give everything we've got. Esther opens herself completely for the success of this event. And when she is playing, she opens herself completely for the success of the playful moment. In other words, there's never a moment that she is not deliberately focused about fullness. In other words, it's sort of a momentum, a sort of intensity of feeling the powerful flow and wanting more of it. But what you discover, what you have discovered, and what has made you wary of that, is that when you open up with intensity, before you're sure you're in alignment, there's usually blowback that is uncomfortable. And so it's really sort of like young children being so happy and full of themselves and so rambunctious that they start breaking lamps and things. Parents begin saying, slow down, somebody's going to get hurt, right before the stitches come. And so the wariness and the guardedness inserted into the exhilaration is what causes the stitches, is what causes the brokenness. It's not your zest for freedom and fun that is ever the problem. It's the trying to hold it back. And so this is going to sound odd to you, but this is absolutely what is happening. You are a victim of your own trying to hold back from your fun that makes you conclude that you're not fun. Because there was a time when you were much more playful, but it didn't go well. Because when you play with those who are not playful, they look upon you with disdain. But your inner being will never do that, you see. So just be easy about it. And for now, rather than calling yourself happy or even playful, call yourself introspective. That's all right. Call yourself interested in things. Call yourself thoughtful. Call yourself eager for what's coming and ready and willing to look for what's coming. But just choose more carefully the thoughts that you use to pronounce yourself one thing or another. Because everyone is all of those things. Everyone at one time or another, and usually in every single day, is ornery. Because everything is relational. So when you're accustomed to really feeling good, when something happens and you don't feel so good, your eggs are cold, No one likes that.